all their own, and it starts at the top. You're aware that Megan's thrown her hat into the ring for governor of California, and we can ask why later. Any person would do that, but talk to us about the tone and personality of a company and how you saw that develop, and sort of an East Coaster going to California, a startup where you were in more of the corporate mindset, and how maybe the two cultures came together.
Yeah, so I joined eBay in January of 1998, and it was a 30-person startup in a room about 1/10 the size of this room. And it was a very raw and sort of freewheeling internet startup. But it was almost like a brilliant toddler. eBay was growing at 70% compound monthly growth rate when I joined the company, meaning every month the company was 70% bigger than the month before. So I did something that most people don't do when they join an organization. You know, when you come in as a new leader of a department or a company, often what you try to do is find the things that are wrong that you can fix, because that's how you will add value. What I did is I said, 70% compound monthly growth rate, this is good. What are we doing, and can we do more of it? And fundamentally, that was a very different approach than I think the 30 employees thought that they would get from an East Coast, Harvard Business School graduate. And then we began to think about what kind of company we wanted to build, what was sort of the DNA of the company, the ethos, the ethics. And already by then, eBay had a relatively thriving, vibrant community of users. We had about 300,000 registered users across the globe. And the founder, Pierre Omidyar, had the insight that there were already values at work in our community of users. And frankly, what eBay did is we provided the trading platform, but it was the buyers and sellers who built the company. And he said, if we can identify the values that are at work in the community, we have to have those exact same values inside eBay. Otherwise, there will be a disconnect between the corporation and the users. And so we actually, within the first couple of weeks of getting there, we took the 6 or 7 top executives and we went off for a day and we came up with the 5 values that you will read about in the book. And I've added to those over time. But the first one is people are basically good. You have to trust that people are basically good. And I promise you, this is not a normal value in most companies. But we built an $8 billion company on the power of trust. And investors who did not invest in eBay at our IPO didn't do so because they said on our IPO roadshow, let me get this straight. You're going to send money to someone you've never met across the country, and you're going to get that good in return. And in fact, the case is, in 99.999% of the time you do. And the whole company was built on giving people the benefit of the doubt that an open, transparent environment will bring out the best in people.
Which is counterintuitive to the thought